Now on Nightside, new information about the Pullman North Central football game that was stopped with 9 minutes left to play.
It has been a windy and dusty day across the inland Northwest, and now cooler air and clouds are moving in tonight in the first alert forecast.
Plus, how a new payment program aims to provide some relief at the pump as gas prices in Washington remain high. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. New information about the Pullman North Central football game that was stopped with 9 minutes left to play. We learned today that the Greater Spokane League, the conference North Central belongs to, believes the referees were wrong to end the game and that they had a misapplication of the protocols for an incident like this. The referees stopped the game in the fourth quarter with Pullman leading by 28. They met with the Pullman athletic director on the field and then immediately ended the game. Friday, Spokane Public Schools told 4 News Now that the game was stopped because of racial slurs directed at the North Central players, which they are still investigating. But the GSL says that the officials had a, quote, misapplication of that protocol governing incidents of alleged racial slurs, saying that no official, coach, or administrator heard any inappropriate comments from any player. Well, 11 o'clock now. It's been a windy, dusty day, but we are headed into some cooler, nice weather.
Yes, fall weather, something that a lot of people, especially you, have been looking forward to. Here are 4 things to know about your forecast. We have got the winds continuing to die down around the region after a very windy day. Increasing clouds, however, which is a real bummer because we do have the possibility of the aurora borealis overnight. And about the time that is peaking, our clouds will really be increasing. Cool on Tuesday and then some showers on the way on Wednesday. Here's a look at winds across the region right now. It is really died down around the region. It will be a calmer day tomorrow. We do still have some of that dust in the atmosphere. Our air quality in the moderate range. It was in the unhealthy for sensitive groups range earlier this evening. Here's our forecast radar. We are going to see those high and mid-level clouds working their way in. Here's 4 a.m. with overcast conditions. We will keep those clouds going through the morning. Wouldn't rule out an isolated sprinkle, especially in North Idaho. And then by about noon, 1 o'clock, we'll begin clearing out and see some sunshine. We're going to start the day off with temperatures in the 40s in most locations around the inland Northwest, only 36 in Deer Park. Our high temperatures are going to be running about 5 degrees below average. No 70s on this map. All 60s across the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Here's a look at your Tuesday planner. 73 is our average high. We're heading up to a high of 67 with partly cloudy skies in the afternoon after a gray start to the day. Air quality should be back in the good range. I'll be back to tell you about that rain on the way for Wednesday, even the possibility of some thunderstorms. That's in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, the Spokane River water flow levels have increased, bringing the city back to level 1 drought response measures. And those measures mean you can't water your lawn between 10 in the morning and 6 at night, and you can only water it 4 times a week.
Well, with the football season now in full swing, it's easy to forget the Seattle Mariners are right in the thick of a playoff hunt as we approach the end of the MLB regular season. And after getting swept by the Dodgers this weekend, they really needed a get-right series as they traveled out to Oakland. Well, let's get to it. To the top of the second, we got a scoreless game till J.P. Crawford lines his ball out into right field. Sam Haggerty will be there, getting waved home. The throw to the plate is cut off, and the M's lead 1-0. On the mound, Brian Wu was dealing, and in the second, he gets Tyler Soderstrom swinging to end the inning as Wu goes 5 innings, giving up just 3 hits and no runs, but he wouldn't need a whole lot of run support on the night because in the fourth, Jose Caballero with a shot to left, and that is gone for the 2-run home run, just his 4th of the season, but it's good enough to give the Mariners a nice cushion. And then in the 6th, Luis Torrens adds to the lead with a liner down the left field line. That's going to drive home Caballero, and Seattle goes on to win this one 5-0 and gets that much needed win.
Story of the night, our pitching. I think we set a franchise record tonight. That was our 16th shutout this year. Unbelievable job that our starting pitching and the bullpen guys have done throughout the year. And nice to get some big hits tonight, and none bigger than Cabby. I thought he was all over tonight. It's been a little bit of a struggle for him here in the second half, but he was all on it.
Now, with the win, the Mariners are just a game and a half back of first place in the AL West as they're tied for that final wild card spot with the Rangers, and we got less than 2 weeks to go in the regular season. Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Alex, thank you. Well, a gas leak earlier today caused stores to evacuate at the Shadle Shopping Center. Crews in the area were digging behind the Safeway on Wellesley Avenue when they ruptured that gas line, and people at the businesses were asked to leave briefly. Everyone was then allowed to go back inside the stores. Gas prices have gone down a bit in Washington, but they are still higher than the national average and, of course, Idaho prices. Right now, the average price of a gallon of gas is $5.04. In Idaho, it's almost $1 cheaper at $4.14, with the national average coming in at $3.88 a gallon. Now, critics of the state's Climate Commitment Act say the cost to companies to buy carbon allowances is passed down to drivers, which makes the price go up. But one Washington lawmaker is looking at a program to help drivers offset some of those costs. Bronte Sorotsky shows us how the Carbon Relief Payment Program aims to provide some relief at the pump.
This proposed payment program plan would send any extra revenue from the state's Climate Commitment Act back into drivers' wallets. But opponents to this plan say it won't be a permanent solution.
Was shocked with the amount of answers that I got back where people were cutting back on trips and groceries.
That's why Representative April Connors says she's proposing this carbon auction relief payment program. Here's how the proposed program would work. The carbon auction relief payment program would send extra revenue from the state's Climate Commitment Act back to Washington drivers as early as next July. After that first July payment, car owners would then receive a yearly check after renewing their tabs. Payments following that initial amount could change depending on how much extra revenue the state brings in. The program's funding would come from extra money collected from the state's carbon allowance auctions.
The money that is coming in that is dedicated to the Climate Commitment Act will still go to that, but we have this huge amount of excess, and I want to give the excess money back to the people of the state of Washington.
But other lawmakers say this policy isn't a Band-Aid.
There are efforts undergoing right now around how do we mitigate the impacts of compliance obligations on residents, but having a random policy that they threw out without talking to anybody, I mean, they're not serious.
Senator Joan Nguyen says with how severe our local wildfires have been, we can't afford not to act now.
I find very annoying is that when we're fighting wildfires because of change, when their cities have burned down because of climate change, when we're experiencing record heat because of climate change, they've never once stepped up to ask for how we can support their communities. It was only after oil company profits were targeted did they step up.
Money from the state's cap and trade program goes to projects aimed at improving the environment. This payment program will be introduced in January at the start of the next legislative session. I'm Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
A Spokane neighborhood with safety concerns, why residents say that if there's a fire, it'll be hard to escape when 4 News Now comes back.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Gamma Knife.
If you have a vehicle you no longer need, you can give it new purpose through Union Gospel Mission. Simply go to ugmmotors.org or call 509-327-HELP to schedule a pickup. Your donation gives people like Tyler food, shelter, job training, and the opportunity for a whole new life. Be a driver of change. Donate your vehicle to Union Gospel Mission.
ABC's World News Tonight at 4 News Now, when the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home, watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
Winning a new Yukon Denali at Northern Quest is easy. Sending your other car to live on a farm upstate? Well, you'll get over it. Don't miss the $116,000 Yukon Rush giveaway with the grand prize drawing on September 29th at Northern Quest. Play daily with your Camus Rewards card to enter, and you could be driving home in a brand new GMC Yukon Denali at the end of the month. Details at northernquest.com.
The first ever Mazda CX-50, purpose-built for the outdoors. With our most advanced driving technology for responsive, consistent performance, on-road and off, that entices you to go further, more often.
Discover nature's most unique adventures in a Mazda CX-50. Available for immediate delivery at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
You know, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. 4 News Now's annual Coats for Kids kicked off yesterday at the Spokane County Fair. Every year we collect new or gently used winter coats and give them to kids throughout the area. We want to make sure that none of the kids in our community are walking to school in the winter without a warm coat. So you have a couple of weeks to dig out those gently used coats or buy some new ones, and then beginning October 1st, you can drop them off at any Papa Murphy's, STCU, Flying Squirrel, or Chaz Health. We have a complete list of locations on KXLY.com. And Chris, over the years, a lot of viewers have helped us, thousands of viewers actually, and a couple of them are my in-laws who were asking some questions of you yesterday.
Yes.
Because you are also able to shop for some coats at the end.
I am a very good bargain shopper, and I have local stores. Let me know when they have their deals so I can make your dollars really stretch. But I appreciate any donations to Coats for Kids. We also have a good cleaner who will get those gently used coats cleaned. And boy, some of those kids from the fair tomorrow morning may be thinking, what did I do with that jacket? Oh, yes. I took it to the fair. 44 for a morning low tomorrow with partly cloudy skies. For tomorrow, a high of 67. The possibility of a few sprinkles, and we will have overcast conditions. Then some sunshine in the afternoon. We'll call it partly cloudy. Southwest winds at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Now we have more wet weather coming for Wednesday. A treat. We definitely need it. Here's our forecast radar. I'm starting this off 24 hours from now with a little bit of rain just making its way over the east slopes of the northern Cascades. Then as we get into early Wednesday morning, we'll start to see those showers developing across the region, including the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area and the Palouse. Off and on showers will continue Wednesday. Here's noon with the potential for some afternoon convection and some thunderstorms as we get into Wednesday evening. Things will start drying out, but not completely. We have some moisture wrapping back around that could bring us more showers as we get into early Wednesday or Thursday morning. Morning lows tomorrow will be down in the 40s. Even the 30s in Colville, Sandpoint, Deer Park will be in the 30s, couple 50s on the map, but it's going to be a cool start to the day tomorrow, and high temperatures will be topping out below average throughout the region, but especially through North Idaho. We'll be in the mid 60s, 77 in Lewiston, 70 in Ritzville, 74 in Omak. We do have the possibility of some thunderstorms on Wednesday. Thursday, another chance of showers and windy conditions, and then we dry out as we head toward the weekend and start warming up again by Monday. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Hundreds of housing units are being built in southwest Spokane. A group called Citizen Action for Latah Valley wants the city to pause development because of safety concerns. When there are high winds and dry conditions like we saw today, one of those concerns is fire safety. Marissa Rio has details on the resources and the potential problems in the area.
The house behind me is actually Fire Station 5. Southwest Spokane is served by this fire station, but the fire chief says it's just too small. This station was only supposed to be a temporary fix. The Spokane fire chief says they need a station that's built for growth.
Today would be a good day to be able to temporarily move another company into that area. If we started seeing activity in southwest Spokane or on the West Plains, we certainly could do that. But today we don't have that opportunity because the station doesn't have the capability for anything but a small attack vehicle inside a residential garage.
The founder of Citizen Action for Latah Valley says when there is a fire, it's hard to escape. In August, there was a fire that evacuated her neighborhood.
The responder came and started knocking on doors, telling people to evacuate and to evacuate to the south. There is no exit south of our neighborhood. So that was a little alarming. They only evacuated up to 21st Avenue, so it left this whole area without evacuation notice.
A Spokane city official says pausing development doesn't create funds that are needed to address those issues.
So there's a number of issues that have been raised in the Latah Valley area, to include transportation, to include fire resources, to include public safety, schools, community centers, libraries, all kinds of different things, and all of those things require money and investment to be able to do those things. So pausing on development unfortunately doesn't address those needs.
The fire chief says as of now, they don't have the funding to build another station. This empty lot behind me on Spokane-Cheney Road is where the Spokane Fire Department wants to build a permanent fire station to serve the Southwest Spokane community. For more information, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Reporting in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, the northbound lanes of the Maple Street Bridge are closed for the next few weeks, leading to some frustration for drivers and a jammed up downtown. This is the latest phase of the Maple Street Bridge construction project, though, so crews are making quick progress. These closures came a little earlier than expected.
We've seen a lot of traffic backups. We've seen people blocking the intersection. A lot of people are waiting to the last minute, merging and kind of creating a mess over here.
The city recommends finding an alternate route that works for you and avoiding commutes during rush hour if you have the flexibility. Debris has been found in a search for a missing F-35 fighter jet. The U.S. military has been asking people near Charleston, South Carolina, if they had seen this supersonic stealth jet that vanished after the pilot ejected and left it on autopilot. The debris was found about 2 hours northeast of Joint Base Charleston. Around the Northwest, 5 suspects, including 4 teenagers, were arrested for murder in connection to a drive-by shooting in Moses Lake. The police say Jeremy Flores was killed in that shooting on August 13th, and 2 others were hurt. The 5 suspects were arrested last week: a 31-year-old man, 19-year-old man, and a 13-year-old boy, all arrested in Moses Lake. Then 2 15-year-olds were arrested near East Wenatchee. All 5 are charged with second-degree murder, drive-by shooting, and several counts of assault.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses? See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
They're very convincing children.
With Chevy Silverado and Silverado HD, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. With the power of up to 36,000 pounds of max available towing and the confidence of an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado for you. Get 0% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, plus make no monthly payments for 90 days, or get $3,500 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a Turbo Max engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Some days your body is a temple, and some days the temple wants sugar. You might relieve stress naturally on Monday and plan for it on Tuesday. Because being human isn't always so fries or salad. Sometimes it's both. So relax with essential oils or a glass of Cab. Fall asleep with melatonin and wake up to caffeine. With traditional medicine and alternative remedies, There's no wrong way to treat life at Rite Aid. And now get your flu shot with easy scheduling, fast appointments, plus walk-ins available daily.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
Our high temperature today was actually a degree above average. Big drop from the weekend, but 74, 73 is our average high. Just want to draw your attention to the sunset. When we spoke last on Friday, it was in the 7 o'clock hour. Now we're into the 6 o'clock hour with that sunset. Meanwhile, our temperatures are continuing to drop. Tomorrow, a high temperature of 67. 64 on Wednesday. This black line right here is average. We're going to stay below average at least a little bit through Sunday, and then starting to warm up. 75 on Monday. The trend, this is from the Climate Prediction Center, and this takes us through the beginning of October, is for above average temperatures just in that second orange color in the inland Northwest. And here's a look at our trend for precipitation this week. 50% on Wednesday, 20% on Thursday, and then we still have a slight chance on Friday and Saturday, although it is not likely. But our extended forecast for precipitation, September 26th through October 2nd, they're kind of in that medium color for precipitation as well. So this would be lovely if this panned out. We could really put an end to that fire season if we could get some good soaking rains. Beautiful pick of the night tonight, and this is the chairlift right here. This is from Rick Cadwallader, and he was busy along with a hardy crew clearing brush up at Mount Spokane for 4 days. That's how they earn their season pass, and it is a good deal and a lot of fun, a lot of hard work, but this is the view you get treated to while you're up there cleaning brush. Thank you so much, Rick, for sharing this. Thank you for working hard to make the upcoming ski season even more awesome than usual. It's going to be great.
Wow.
Kirsten?
Yeah, what a view. Makes the work a little easier.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Chris. Well, November's general election is inching closer, and the discussion surrounding the vote to fund a new jail in Spokane County is still putting elected officials at odds. Natalie Grant shows us the latest challenge to the measure.
Kirsten, Measure 1 is asking Spokane residents to vote on a 0.2% sales tax increase that would generate $1.7 billion over 30 years to fund a new jail and other law and justice projects. Now, since this question was approved to be on the ballot back in December, there's been numerous challenges trying to get the measure removed from the ballot or delay it. Now, today, during the Spokane City Council's Finance Committee meeting, Council members Zappone and Wilkerson brought forward a resolution that, if passed, would say that the council as a whole does not approve of the measure. However, they are in favor of the funding that is needed to upgrade those facilities. They cite a lack of communication and planning on how the city would spend their portion of the funds. Council members Zappone issued a statement following the meeting today, saying in part that this measure is a blank check with no plan behind it. We've asked for a delay for conversation, collaboration, and a comprehensive plan, but it was denied. Now, this resolution is asking for the money to go towards specific things like the expansion of therapeutic courts, reentry support, crisis stabilization, and more. Meanwhile, council member Jonathan Bingle, who recently sent a letter to county commissioners sharing his support for Measure 1, said approving a measure without knowing how the money would be spent is not unusual, and they still have time to discuss it.
We support school levies, we support library levies, we support all kinds of tax measures without knowing the exact details of how they're going to be doing anything, right? And that doesn't stop us from supporting them.
Spokane Police also issued a statement today on the importance of securing this funding to improve jail facilities and capacity, saying in part SPD officers and ultimately the community daily experience the effects of an overcrowded jail, especially when it comes to the emphasis at 2nd and Division, where people are cited and released for violations due to the capacity. Going on to say this seriously undermines the ability of police to hold offenders responsible for their actions and keep the community safe. This resolution resolution would have to go to a vote in front of the whole city council in order to be passed. Majority of the county commissioners have been adamant in keeping this question on the ballot in November despite these challenges. For more information on Measure 1 and to read these full statements, you can head to our website, kxly.com. Reporting in studio, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Well, the fall sports season is well underway, and a common and painful injury for kids is shin splints. They're caused by repetitive stress on the shin bone and the tissues attaching muscles to it.
You could potentially make it worse by trying to push through it.
If your athlete comes home and needs to ice their shins, here are some things you can do to help them recover from shin splints. Rest. Avoid activity that causes pain. Shift to low-impact exercise. Then ice the injured shin 15 to 20 minutes, 4 to 8 times a day. Take an over-the-counter pain reliever. And here are some things you can do to help your child prevent shin splints. Make sure that they're strengthening and stretching their legs. Run on soft surfaces if you can, like track or a trail rather than concrete. And take your rest days to give your legs a break. Plus, remember, wearing good shoes makes a difference. All the Washington State Cougars are gearing up for another big game this weekend. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti is here to tell us how they're preparing for the Beavers.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Take a day off, skip Mondays, and be water-wise this summer.
It just takes one great idea to change your life.
Working hard to get my fill.
I'm trying to build a legacy for my family.
Paying anything to roll the dice.
I didn't know I was going to cry right now. I'm going to make you an offer.
I've never seen anything like this on Shark Tank.
I totally believe in you.
Hold on to my feeling. Don't stop.
It's time to heat things up with Falco's annual More Than Fair sale. Our Enviro Fireplace showroom is simply too big to bring to the fair. So if you'll come see us, we'll give you the best deal on all Enviro pellet and gas heating appliances. Enviro Fireplaces at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine. Oh, Lord, when it rains,
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
This is your season to smile with Aspen Dental dentures or implants. To gather together and discover the moments that matter. To jump into the fun and join in the celebration. To help get you ready, your Aspen Dental team is celebrating 25 years of affordable care with an epic anniversary savings event. Don't miss enjoying a moment with $500 off your denture or implant care. Whichever option you need, our team of experts is ready to help guide your decision and start your journey. Aspen Dental. Book today.
At Kaiser Permanente, we care for all those who make your family, well, your family. That's why all of us work together to give them the care and caring that any family would. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
It's time to heat things up with Falco's annual More Than Fair sale. Our Enviro Fireplace showroom is simply too big to bring to the fair. So if you'll come see us, we'll give you the best deal on all Enviro pellet and gas heating appliances. Enviro Fireplaces at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
Well, for the second straight season, the Washington State Cougars wrap up non-conference play 3-0. Of course, last year the Cougs only won 4 games the rest of the way, and head coach Jake Dicker doesn't want a repeat of that and says this needs to be the start of something instead of the peak. But it's hard not to look at this team and not be impressed. The Cougs are averaging nearly 50 points a game and ranked 3rd in the nation in passing yards, 2 stats that would seem far-fetched just a year ago. And now it's time to put those numbers to the test as they begin Pac-12 play, and that starts with the number 14th ranked Oregon State Beavers, who absolutely shut down Wazoo down in Corvallis a year ago.
But there's a physicality they bring to both sides of the football on the line of scrimmage, and we got to match it. Our strain, our finish, our pad level when we're tired will lead to success, and that is like old school toughness, and we have it too. Right, so that's what you're going to see on Saturday, and who goes out there and does it for the course of 60 minutes is going to be really important. So what an opportunity. I know there's a lot of things that on paper look great and national TV looks great, but this thing is going to be a physical, dominating line of scrimmage performance that you need to go out there and get.
Kickoff between the Cougs and the Beavers is set for 4 on Saturday afternoon, and you can tune into 4 News Now at 8 that evening for an immediate recap of the game. Now at the FCS level, the Eastern Washington Eagles are coming off their first win of the season after beating Southeast Louisiana in a shootout on Saturday afternoon. And this was the sort of classic Eagles performance we've come to know in recent years. A lot of offense, especially through the air. Quarterback Keikoa Viceparis threw for almost 350 yards and a couple of touchdowns in the Eagles' 40-29 victory. But it was the ground game in the fourth quarter that helped push the Eastern over the finish line. Now they're hoping for a performance like this will get them going for the rest of the year.
Now the response is, okay, you responded from 2 losses. How do you respond after a win? That to me is what we're going to tell you next Saturday. And it's not going to happen Saturday. It's going to happen Sunday through Friday.
I mean, it starts with every one of us. I think it starts up front. Ball comes to me, and then, there's still a lot I got to mature my game in. And my offensive coordinator gave me the best shot to win this game.
Eagles will now travel down to California this weekend to take on UC Davis to open up Big Sky play. Meanwhile, in Moscow, the Idaho Vandals are coming off a tough loss to Cal this weekend. After getting off to a 17-0 lead in the first half, the Golden Bears stormed right back and scored 31 unanswered points to drop the Vandals to 2-1. But this team still did what they wanted to do in non-conference stretch with strong performances against 2 FBS teams, and that's going to set them up nicely for a postseason run. However, a tough Sacramento State team awaits them inside the Kibbie Dome this weekend.
I think a 22-game regular season winning streak. I think 19 straight games in the conference they've won. Very good football team. Had a great win over Stanford, which, proud of them. That's good for our conference. Top 10 matchup. I think Jarek had looked up the last top 10 matchup in the Kibbie Dome was 1994, Idaho versus UNI. So should be an exciting game and hoping for a great crowd of everybody out there watching us play.
Now, the Vandals and the Hornets will kick this one off on Saturday afternoon at 1, but that's just the first of 4 home games for Idaho this season. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
There are many different ways that Numerica gives back. Financial education is my way of giving back to the community by being able to help members in branch and getting the opportunity to go out into schools and teach kids about how to put themselves in a better position financially.
Hondas are piggy banks on wheels. Stylish, athletic piggy banks that save you money at every glorious turn. Legendary fuel efficiency, famous for its resale value, and now with great deals including 2 years complimentary maintenance, it's your chance to get into America's best value brand. So start saving money and drive happy as a pig in your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today. Honda can handle it.
Backyard barbecues, family gatherings, now is the best time to visit Jacobs Custom Living. New furniture has arrived and Jacobs really has the largest and most varied inventory ever. Comfortable lounge furniture, elegant outdoor dinner sets, umbrellas, and much more. Hurry in and experience for yourself the high-quality outdoor furniture at Jacobs Custom Living that will make your deck, patio, or cabin a wonderful place for gatherings all summer long. On Sprague, just east of Sullivan.
Did you see this? It says most people are going to need long-term care that health insurance and Medicare won't cover.
I saw that, and it got me thinking, if I need to pay for home modifications or in-home care, I am not prepared. Are you?
Not really. I mean, whatever happens, I just want to know that I'll be able to get care and stay in my own home as I age.
Right? I want that too. So,
Find out how the WA Cares Fund can help.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
Feeling like fall tomorrow, high temperature of 67 degrees, cloudy skies to start the day, maybe even a sprinkle or 2 on your windshield, and then partly cloudy skies in the afternoon.
And I'm paying attention to that rain on Wednesday.
I think it'd be welcome, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll take some rain at this point.
Okay, well, I will serve some up.
He ordered it, so. We're ready for it.
Okay.
Oh, we'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good one.